Muy bien, el fin del repaso. And on we go to la materia nueva, la gramática útil número 3, la concordancia del adjetivo, Adjective Agreement. Describing yourself and others, Adjective Agreement. Let's look at lo básico and cómo formarlo. A descriptive adjective is a word that describes a noun. It answers the question, what is she like, he like, something like, the book like. To modify is to limit or qualify the meaning of another word. A descriptive adjective modifies a noun by specifying characteristics that apply to that noun. For example, un estudiante versus un estudiante inteligente. So now we have something that is modifying. It's limiting, qualifying estudiante. In Spanish, adjectives agree in gender, masculine or feminine, and in number, singular or plural, with the nouns they modify. Por ejemplo, una persona cómica. We have the indefinite article una, a, that goes with persona, feminine singular, and then the adjective cómica, again, feminine singular. Take a look at the next ejemplo, unos libros interesantes. We have a masculine plural noun, libros. It takes the masculine plural indefinite article some, unos, in front, and the adjective interesantes is plural following the noun, the plural noun, libros. So gender agreement, we have un chico, una chica. Let's say we wanted to say a tall boy, un chico alto. How would we say a tall girl? Una chica alta. How about an intelligent, a smart boy? Un chico inteligente. Does anything happen to una chica inteligente with chica? Nope, it ends in an E, so it stays the same. And we learned that when we were talking about joven and grande, when we were talking about our descriptions at the very beginning of the chapters, we started to talk about adjectives. And what about a hardworking boy? Un chico trabajador. Remember what happens to trabajador? If it's una chica, trabajadora. And we're going to go over these rules in just a moment. So that's gender agreement, agreeing in masculine and feminine. What about number agreement? We have el chico, los chicos, and las chicas. So the tall boy, el chico alto. How about the tall boys? Los chicos altos. Matches the whole way down the line, masculine, plural. And what about las chicas? Las chicas altas. Now we have feminine, plural. So we started up above with el chico inteligente. How would I say the smart boys? Los chicos inteligentes with an S. How about the smart girls? Las chicas inteligentes. Muy bien. So up above we saw a hardworking boy, el chico trabajador. What about the hardworking boys? How am I going to make trabajador plural? Los chicos trabajadores. Remember, we need an entire extra syllable at the end. We have to put ES because in Spanish, native speakers just cannot say trabajadores. They need an extra syllable like spaghetti. They'll start a word in English with an S, with S instead of special, especial. What about the hardworking girls? Las chicas trabajadoras. So you take the feminine form that you see up above and you make a plural. What about a happy boy, el chico feliz? What's going to happen to make feliz plural? Think about your example with pencil, lápiz. Do you remember that rule? Los chicos felices y las chicas felices. That Z changes to a C, and then you add the extra syllable ending ES. So let's break down those rules. Gender. If an adjective is used to modify a masculine noun, the adjective must have a masculine ending. If it's used to modify a feminine noun, it must have a feminine ending. The masculine ending for adjectives ending in O is the O form. The feminine ending for adjectives ending in O is the A form, the A form. So we have simpático, un profesor simpático, una profesora simpática. Adjectives that end in E or most consonants don't change to reflect gender. They stay the same. Un profesor interesante, una profesora interesante. Exactly the same for masculine and feminine. Adjectives that end in OR add an A to the ending for the feminine form. So hardworking professor, un profesor trabajador. Hardworking profesora, una profesora trabajadora. Our next rule that we looked at, number. If an adjective is used to modify a plural noun or more than one noun, it must be used in its plural form as well. Let's take a look at these rules. To create the plural of an adjective ending in a vowel, you add S. Easy to do. El profesor simpático, los profesores simpáticos, las profesoras simpáticas. So you add the S to whatever form it is, simpático, simpática. Same, here we have the adjective ending in E. It's ending in a vowel, so you simply add the S. El profesor interesante, los profesores interesantes, las profesoras interesantes. To create the plural of an adjective ending in a consonant, you add ES. So our example was el profesor trabajador, los profesores trabajadores, las profesoras trabajadoras, because that adjective would have changed to trabajadora for profesora, and then you make it plural. And finally, to create the plural of an adjective ending in Z, you change the Z to C, and you add ES. So we saw feliz changes to felices, which is both masculine and feminine, plural, the same form. Un poco de práctica, ¿cómo se dice en español? 3 categories here. Letra A, the subjects, los sujetos de la frase. Letra B, las formas del verbo ser. Yo soy, tú eres, él, ella, usted es. Nosotros somos, vosotros sois, ellos, ellas, ustedes son. So as you take a look at the subject, make sure you pick the correct form of the verb ser. The last part of the sentence is going to be the correct form of the adjective. Notice in letra C, you have the adjectives in the masculine singular form, which is how you would find them in a dictionary. So it's up to you to understand the rules of the language and be able to change an adjective that you find into the form that you need. Feminine, plural, masculine or feminine, plural. So, ¿cómo se dice en español? My family and I are patient. My family and I are patient. Remember to do the matching, the agreement. Mi familia y yo somos pacientes. Remember that you use the nosotros form of the verb ser. Anytime you have and I, y yo, always nosotros, we. ¿Cómo se dice they are hardworking? And the they in this case is ellas, they, all feminine. Ellas son trabajadoras. So take a look at your adjective, trabajador. You need to make it feminine, trabajadora, and then you need to make a plural, trabajadoras. Next one, you are young, and you is a singular familiar, tú. Tú eres joven. Not too much to change around there with the adjective joven. Next, the boys are thin. The boys are thin. Los niños son delgados. So the first thing you need to think about is, what would I replace los niños with? What could I replace that with in my mind? I could replace it with they, ellos. That gives me the form of the verb son. Then take a look at the adjective. The adjective is delgado. The masculine form is fine, but I need to make it plural. Los niños son delgados. Next one, I am happy. I am happy. Yo soy feliz. Not too much to change there with feliz. Stays just like it is. Whether you're masculine or feminine, it will be feliz. Next, my friend is impulsive. My friend happens to be female. My friend is impulsive. Mi amiga es impulsiva. And the last one, Felipe is a redhead. Felipe is a masculine. He's a redhead. Felipe es pelirrojo. So I'd just like you to take a moment and repitan, por favor. Get some practice speaking. Repitan. Mi familia y yo somos pacientes. Ellas son trabajadoras. Tú eres joven. Los niños son delgados. Yo soy feliz. Mi amiga es impulsiva. Felipe es pelirrojo. Muy bien. Let's continue with some of these rules that are associated with adjectives. As with articles and subject pronouns, adjectives that apply to mixed groups of males and females use the masculine form. So for example, if we want to say they are tall, and the they includes a few guys, a few gals, we would say ellos son altos, and we would use that masculine plural form. Most descriptive adjectives are used after the noun rather than before. So we have chico, alto, niña, baja, and we will learn some exceptions to that in another slide or so. If you want to use more than one adjective, you can use y, and, or o between them. Por ejemplo, repitan por favor. Let me hear you say this. El estudiante es simpático y trabajador. ¿Es el profesor alto o bajo? Repitan, por favor. Mis amigos son activos, generosos y cómicos. Repitan, ¿son ellas extrovertidas o introvertidas? I want you to notice something there. Oftentimes, when a question is made, the subject goes after the verb. So take a look at the second question, or the first question actually. ¿Es el profesor alto o bajo? You could also say, el profesor es alto o bajo. But oftentimes, in making a question, they flip-flop the subject and the verb. Same with the second question. ¿Son ellas extrovertidas o introvertidas? You could also ask the question, ¿ellas son extrovertidas o introvertidas? But it's a little more natural to flip them and to put the subject second. Now look what happens if and appears before a word that begins with the letter I, which is also the sound E in Spanish. And y, changes to A. Let's look at an ejemplo. Repitan. La instructora es divertida e interesante. The teacher is fun and interesting. So it's difficult to hear the sound interesante if you use the Y, which is the normal way to say and. So just for sound, the Y and is changed with A. Same with o, the word that means or in Espanol. If o appears before a word that begins with o, it changes to u. and that's for sound, so that it can be understood. Repitan, por favor. Hay 7 u 8 estudiantes buenos en la clase. Are there 7 or 8 good students in the class? And here's what we just mentioned a moment ago. Several adjectives in Spanish may be used before or after the noun they modify. 3 common adjectives of this type are bueno, malo, and grande, good, bad, and big or large. When bueno and malo are used before a singular masculine noun, they have a special shortened form. Let's take a look. Repitan. Un estudiante bueno. Un estudiante bueno. A good student, masculine. But un buen estudiante. Un buen estudiante. So we have a student who's good or a good student can be used in front. Similarly, repitan por favor. Una estudiante buena. Una estudiante buena. But una buena estudiante. Una buena estudiante. So it's only when bueno is in front of the masculine noun that it truncates, shortens to buen. Buena, in the feminine form, stays the same whether it's in front or behind the noun. Take a look at malo. Repitan. Un día malo. Un día malo. But repitan. Un mal día. Un mal día. Similarly, to buena, repitan. Una semana mala. Una semana mala. Una mala semana. Una mala semana. So, bueno and malo truncate in front of just the masculine singular nouns. Whenever grande is used before any singular masculine or feminine noun, its shortened form gran is used. Note that grande actually has different meanings when used before the noun. Before the noun, it means great or famous. After the noun, it means big or large. Let's take a look. Repitan. Un hotel grande. Un hotel grande. A big hotel. But, repitan, un gran hotel. Un gran hotel. A great or famous hotel. Repitan, una universidad grande. Una universidad grande. A large, big university. But, repitan, una gran universidad. Una gran universidad. And that would be a grand or famous university. I think we could use a little práctica with bueno, malo, and grande. So complete these sentences with the correct form of the adjectives bueno or buena, grande, malo, mala, or the plurals. Take a look at the complete sentence, both sentences for número uno to get the idea of the context. El señor Moncayo es un profesor. Cuando mis notas en los exámenes son, él me ayuda a estudiar mejor. So I think he's a pretty good guy helping when your notes aren't so good. So número uno, fill in the blank. El señor Moncayo es un buen or gran profesor. Remember, both of those truncate, they shorten. He's a good teacher. He is a grand teacher. When my grades on exams are malas, cuando mis notas en los exámenes son malas, when they're poor, he helps me to study better. Número dos, la señorita Robles es muy generosa, inteligente y también muy linda. Es una... What kind of mujer is she? Buena or gran. Remember, buena will not truncate or shorten in front of a feminine singular noun, but gran does, both masculine and feminine. Número tres. A muchas personas les gusta tener una casa something y un carro elegante and an elegant car. En mi opinión, Las cosas materiales, material things, no son muy importantes. So what kind of a house do you think a lot of people like to have? Una casa grande. So a big house, not a grand or famous house.